What's up, tribe? We are back for a brand new season, Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 1. So, y'all know this episode is really just a catch up. Let's see what everybody's doing. So, Kenya is back. She is back on the show full time, so we got to see her adorable baby. And she's just kind of talking about motherhood. And, we know that she's always wanted a baby. So, she's happy. It was a miracle baby. She said that the baby has a great temperament and everything. But then she sort of lets us know that her and Mark are sort of struggling with this long distance relationship. He's in New York more and more. She's in Atlanta. She was hoping that the baby would sort of bring them together more, but that's not to be. My only thing on that is he lived in New York when you met him. I don't know what kind of conversations they had privately, but he lived in New York when you met him, and he had business in New York when you met him. Shouldn't you be the one moving to New York, not the other way around? But hey, neither here nor there. So they're opening up that whole storyline for us. Then we get to see Miss Porsha. There is something about Porsha that I'm loving. Y'all know Porsha usually gets on my nerves. I don't be saying it for her. But she looked really cute. She wasn't overdone. She wasn't overdramatic. And I think for the first time, probably since her first season when she was going through her divorce and everything, well, second season, I think we are seeing the real Porsha. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it was under a negative circumstance because all the stuff with Dennis had hit. And I see you, Miss Tasha K. They played clips from Tasha K when she did her expose of what Dennis was doing and who he was doing it with, honey, and what he was getting into. And Porsha said, at this point, Dennis has moved out of the house. She's doing, and she's not really sure what's going on and what's going to happen in the future. She's planning for a family, and that's not what she has right now. And her mom is there helping her out, and she said, even something as simple as the baby getting up in the middle of the night. She said, normally when I get tired and, I need some sleep, he's there to pick up the slack. And he's just not here right now. Now, in the meantime, in between time, he is just tearing the house up with flowers. Every 5 minutes, there's another flower delivery. Mama said the house is starting to look like a morgue. There's so many flowers up in there. Porsha isn't really telling her mom and her sister a lot. But my thing is, it's all in the blog. So you might as well let them know what the real situation is behind the scenes so that they can be properly, properly weaponized, for lack of a better word, if people come at her or if people come sideways and they don't know what's really going on or know the real deal. But Porsha just, she looks tired. She says she's hurt. She says she's embarrassed. And I can understand all of the above. All of the above. Mama got on this purple wig. I'm not sure what's going on with the wig. I'm not sure what's going on with the wig and them eyebrows. But she there. She there to help her baby girl out and support her baby girl. Then we see, next we see Miss Eva. We know that Eva is pregnant. She said she excited because this will be her first baby she having in wedlock. Because, her other babies are out of wedlock, honey. She's having lunch with her husband. And basically their conversation is they're looking for a permanent place. We know last year there was a whole lot of conversation about where they were living, why they were living there, how many residences they had, what they own, what they didn't own. But they are looking for a permanent home. He said he ain't doing no more of this temporary moving from place to place. And there's that. Now over to the Burris Tucker household. Candy has a surrogate. They decided to go with the surrogate we met last season, and they have a baby on the way. And it started off as twins, but one of the embryos didn't make it. And but so far so good. Candy said it's a little weird not having those first, like feeling the baby's movement and the baby kick. It's weird when my body, my breast not filling up with milk. See, when a woman has gone through pregnancy before and they know what to expect, I guess it's hard when you're on the outside looking in, so to speak. But the the baby was so cute. The Ace was so cute because Ace was like, so mommy's gonna go buy a baby. Y'all just gonna buy a baby because of course they know he's got a little brother or sister coming, but he doesn't understand the whole process. So it was really cute. But they seem like they're, keeping in touch with her and all that good stuff. Now over to Cynthia's house. Let me tell y'all what Cynthia is getting on my nerves. She's so thirsty. She is regardless of the conversations that y'all have and all of that, she just comes off so desperate in this relationship with Mike Hill. I'm glad that y'all are happy. I'm glad that it's working out. But she just comes off so desperate. She posting wedding pictures and they not even engaged yet. And he even told her, he said, look, don't take this away from me. I want to see your face when I propose. I want you to see your the reaction when I propose to you. Don't take that away from me. And it's like, if y'all have discussed it and y'all are ready to get married, then wait for him. Let him, she telling him what kind of ring she want. Just let the man, let him, my mother tells me, let a man be a man. If you ain't gonna propose to him and you wait for him to propose to you, then let him propose to you. Wait for him to propose to you. Child. Anyway, but that's all they talking about. The fact that they're bi-coastal and they got to figure out. And that's what he said. He said, before we really move a step further, we really need to figure out what's going to happen with this bi-coastal thing. He said, most of my business opportunities are going to come to me from California. And, she's like, well, a lot of my business opportunities are going to come to me in this area. She just opened up the wine bar, all that stuff. So he said, before we go any further, we got to figure this out. Then we see Cynthia down to the wine bar, honey, and Kenya came down to visit, and they catching up. They talk a little bit about last season, what happened with the Seagram's party and Nene and all of that. And y'all know how Bravo is, honey. Bravo flashed back to when Kenya went to Nene and said she had a problem with the fact that Nene invited her ex-boyfriend to the wedding and didn't tell her so that she would be prepared to know he was there. And Nene basically told her, I'm invite whoever I want to invite to wherever I want to invite them, and you don't get to dictate that to me. And so she said, so, Nene is just two-faced, and, it's that double standard. She can do it, but can't nobody else do it. We find out that she's planning a reveal. What they used to call it, what did Phaedra call it when she did it for the baby? What they call it? A sip and see? No, that's not right. Y'all put it in the comments. What they say what would they call it? Maybe it was a sip and see. Anyway, when she had her babies and she invited everybody over. So Kenya is having one of those, and the theme is like baby doll theme. So everybody come dressed up, as a different baby doll or what have you. And then they talked a little bit about Porsha and what Porsha was going through, because everybody talking about Porsha, honey. And then she told her stop being so thirsty about Mike Hill, but I already covered that, so that's what they talked about. Then we back over to Porsha's house. Her mama's fixing her a plate, honey, but her mama eating more of the plate than she fixing for Porsha. But anyway, the sister came through, and they sat down to have a conversation. And basically, Porsha was like, look, this, I'm embarrassed, I'm hurt, I'm tired, I'm stressed out. I don't want to leave the house, because for what? For what? And she got really emotional because she was talking about how, she gets up in the morning, her mom helps her with the baby so she could get dressed for the day. She said in 1 hour turns into 2 hours, and 2 hours turns into 5 hours, and next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock, and she's like, why bother? Like, why bother getting dressed? So it sounds like, I feel like she's having a combination of postpartum along with all this other stuff that's going on now. I am nobody's doctor, so clearly I'm making no diagnosis. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. That she's going through something, and I think the Dennis situation isn't helping, but I don't think it's all Dennis. I think some of it's hormonal or whatever, but I definitely believe it ain't helping. But she said she's going to be going back to work, pretty soon, and just adjusting to her new normal and figuring it all out. And now, what I'm sure they spent 8 or 9 months. Sorry, y'all, that's a group text. that I'm in, and I guess everybody talking about something. Just her new normal, and what I'm sure her and Dennis planned was going to be the case when she went back to work, ended up not being the case because he not there, because he decided to cheat. Now, what she did share was that he cheated. She went through his phone one night and found some stuff she didn't want to find, and found out that he was doing some things that he didn't need to be doing while she was pregnant. And I always say, if you go looking, you gonna find. But unfortunately, that's what she did. But it was a moment. By the time it was over with, they were all crying, honey. It was a moment. So we're down to the OLG. We got Candy, we have Eva, and we have Cynthia. And they're having lunch. Now look, y'all. Bravo, we ain't gonna start this in the first episode, are we? There is no way in the world that the three of them are gonna be sitting there having lunch. Now, somebody's sending a drink to the table, yes. But then her just walking up there and sitting down. Now, Candy did say afterwards that she knew her, but she didn't remember where she knew her from. But I just felt like that was so convenient. But anyway, they're sitting there having lunch, and, you know, they talking about Eva and being pregnant. So, again, just doing that whole catching up thing. But then somebody named Sincere sends Candy a drink. And then she comes over to talk to Candy, and she said, look, I'm the Sincere that's in the blogs. And then they showed another clip of Tasha K saying Sincere's name. And she said, she said, can y'all please let Porsha know that it's not me. I don't know Dennis. I never met Dennis. The only thing I can think of is I know one of Dennis's exes, and I think maybe she might be the one to put it out there. But I didn't have no affair with him. Can you please let Porsha know I don't have anything to do with that. That it has nothing to do with me. And so they were like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll tell her. You know, kind of like, all right. Now, they appreciated her coming over and telling them, and they said that they were going to make some time to go see Porsha in the next couple of days so they could sit down and tell her. They said that's not something they wanted to say over the phone. They wanted to let her know face to face. But then, of course, Candy was like, don't put me in it because I already got in enough trouble last year when I was trying to warn, you know, not warn, but tell Porsha some things I knew about her man. So don't put my name in it, please. Just, it's whatever. But that's pretty much the big thing with that. Okay, you know. So then we get to Kenya's party, and it was cute. It was really, really cute. The baby came in one of them little miniature cars, the little Porsche, honey, and they were dressed up as Holiday Barbie, her and Kenya, and Eva was Workout Barbie. Cynthia was Thirsty Bride Barbie. I said, I'm glad you can make fun of yourself, honey. Candy, I forgot what Candy was, but Candy showed up with Ace because it was a kids party, so it was like bring the kids. Now Eva didn't bring her kids, and it was interesting. She said that she didn't bring the kids because she didn't necessarily know, because all of her interactions with Kenya in the past haven't been so positive, and so she wasn't sure if she really wanted to bring the kids around in that. So I thought that was interesting, but okay, Eva, okay. But it looked like a fun time, and all the kids were there, and everybody was loving up on the kids and stuff. So it looked like it was a fun time. It did. It looked like everybody was having a good time. Now, at one point, the three ladies that were at the OLG were talking about, should they tell Porsha now? Should they wait until Porsha? Well, it's a party. We don't want to dampen the party, but at the same time, blah blah blah. Well, what ended up happening was, y'all know Kenya walked up. Kenya talking about, so what y'all talking about? Now, here's the thing. Y'all know how Kenya is. Once y'all told Kenya, you might as well just went on over there and told Porsha, because you know good and daggone well Porsha was going to say something. Kenya was going to say something to Porsha. And that's exactly what happened. Because Kenya and Porsha are building their friendship. And they actually have something in common, obviously, with the baby, with both of them having infants. And they've probably bonded over that as well. And so, it was cute. She even had a baby DJ. Little boy, he couldn't have been no more than about 5 or 6 years old DJ, and honey, it was cute. But anyway, at a certain point, Kenya and Porsha were in the back I don't know if they were breastfeeding or they just needed a minute or whatever. But they were talking about, Porsha told Kenya about the whole thing with Eva, so you know that's about to be a whole thing because Kenya got offended. Well, what does she mean? Like, what did she expect me to do to what I was going to, beat her kids with my ponytail? Like, what did she expect? Oh, I think Candy was rock and roll Barbie or something like that. But she was like, what did she expect? What did she think I was going to do? Why was she... Why? Well, that's okay, fine, and I just won't have to invite her to any other of my parties or my events. And I was like, see... Porsha, you're being a little messy now. But that's what we're supposed to do because that's what creates the drama. Then Kenya told Porsha about the conversation with the girl at the OLG. So she went and got Candy, Cynthia, and Eva because she said, well, I don't want to tell it wrong, so let me go get the horse. Let me go get it from them. And they were like, didn't we tell you not to say anything until, like, we just told you not to say nothing. But y'all know Cynthia gonna say what she gonna say. Y'all know how Cynthia is. So then she says, Porsha said that it didn't make her feel any better because she said, because Sincere isn't the one that she found in his phone. So although she appreciate them telling her, and she, I guess, appreciate what the girl was trying to do, she said she wasn't even on my radar. She wasn't the one I was worried about. So it really doesn't make me feel any better because that's not who I caught him cheating with, basically, is what I got from that. So it's kind of like, wow, sorry you didn't feel any better. Sorry that didn't really help the situation. But that's pretty much where we ended. And then, of course, they started showing you clips for the season. What I found interesting was that there was no Nene in this episode. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.